uh
Hello,
on
Fred.
Naz. Let's go, let's go.
I got
Here's my
I got
screen.
two 5R trades and a 3R
Uh
trade,
let me chuck
and
your
like
Facebook on quick.
one small loss
I
as
won't
well.
put your name, but let me copy these photos over. Alright, you talk to him whilst I get your photos from your Facebook over.
Right. So what we can infer from today, 9:30 very clean. I got a little bit greedy with the profits, so I hit a break even at 9:30. Later we caught exactly the very top of the day. Got a nice 5R, went straight through the weekly, one of the weekly highs. Obviously, we mark out the highs and lows of the last 3 weeks from the top and bottoms of the wicks. You don't use the opening and the closes. They're super valid. Always mark them. Last 3 weeks, nothing beyond that. Everything beyond that, not valid anymore. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 taps of it clean, like literally wicking it today. So obviously nothing's random, bro. Nothing's random at all. With the final trade, we probably should have targeted the weekly high and not the center of the range. It was a closer target. Obviously, with a choppy day, you got to take what you can get.
Yeah.
So just take what's nearest. Take the nearest high. Take the weekly highs. I got just a little bit too greedy. I missed it by like a very little amount. Still got 3R. Would have been, what would it have been? Would have been about 7R, but we got 3R, so it's no, it's not. It would have been 5R, right? We got 3R, would have been 5R. We don't care.
Don't
It
matter.
is what it is.
Right, so on the screen
It is
now,
what it is.
Branish you won't be able to see, but on the screen now, boys, this is his first trade. 9:30 sold. Second trade, as you can see, he sold again. Both TPs, both very valid TPs. That orange line, what is that orange line in the first, on your first story?
But the
Talking
orange lines are the highs and lows of the week.
perfect. So there's that drawing liquidity. What about the red line on the second story?
Wait a minute, let me check this out.
Yeah, you won't be able to see,
Tell you what
but
that
the
is.
video will be. So.
Wait a minute. No, I'm gonna check out my story. Red line on the second story.
Yes, sir.
Those are that. You mean the upper one or the lower one?
The upper one.
The upper one is a weekly high, and the lower one is the bottom of the weekly opening gap.
There you go. So both.
Because weekly opening gaps, always mark it. Always got to mark that.
Yeah.
We don't care about the centers. We care about the bottoms. Only the bottoms.
Alright, so now for the video, let's break this trade down. So obviously we can see coming into market, didn't really know we was playing both sides. We had London low, but the problem with London low was this is obviously London low. Did we manipulate into anything relevant? No. So is that a valid low of day? No. This technically is a fair value gap, but it's not because that's Friday and that's Sunday. So this is technically not the only valid manipulation would be there. So we then looked above on the 4 hour. We had daily as well. We had this daily fair value gap here. What time do we put in that high? 9:45 macro. So we make higher day there on time. So New York. We then push lower. Now this is 10:30, which is important. So at 10:30.
Show it on the 1 minute. Show it on the 1 minute.
Yeah.
As you can probably see again, the 10:30 is exactly on the dot. As you see, you have the short-term trend is upwards exactly at 10:30. Reverses hover over exactly 10:30.
Swing low here. Now another key note about 10:30 and what we did
Bit
is
to the right.
we made this low here, 12 past 10. This green box is the weekly opening gap. Now, if we look on the 1 hour chart, we do not close past 50% right there. That is literally perfect. So that's one sign that we are going to go higher, and as we can see, we did go higher. But another detail of this is I got my entry off here. Cool, I could have get it a bit lower. Brandon Scott is a bit lower around here, but I put my limits here. Now the key point is the stop loss is at the low of the day. So the idea is, if I'm right, this is the low of the day and we shouldn't trade down to it. So what do? Make low high. We make a lower, well, not a lower low, a higher low, not taking this. We was, let's mark, we was 14 ticks from stop loss. Now that is the precision of the markets. When this is the low of the day, we will not trade back to it. It's just how it works. So obviously I got an early entry here, but here we had this move higher, then came to OTE. Had this move higher,
10:30 exactly
came
is
to
reversal.
OTE right there. And then
Got
we've just
four
been pushing.
solid ass candles.
At 11 o'clock, we get our hourly close. I got in before the hourly close, but you could have got in at the hourly close. And then we pushed higher. We then took out, well, for me, I marked the lower quadrant of this order block, took 50%, and then we put our stop loss underneath this low. And as soon as we put the stop loss under this low, that was like the safest point to put stop loss. Then we closed the day with $300, which is better than having a break even. So we trailed it right there, and then obviously price came down to break even. So yeah, we closed 277 on the day, on a Monday with no news. No, it's alright.
You gotta sort yourself.
Yeah. And then yeah, so Brandon's got about 3R, got about 1 point something. But yeah, that puts us at 635. So essentially the loss we took last week is now cancelled out. We're back where we are. Yeah, but it's running 700 here. Could have emotionally closed, but the best thing to do is just to trail higher. And
Do you wanna also note that if you had taken profit at the weekly high, you would have caught it almost perfectly, wicked it perfectly. You just got a little bit greedy and targeting the center of the range.
But I mean, looking at the weekly chart right here, we caught the bottom and we rode it up. Like, look at the execute. We caught the bottom and rode it up. So yeah, that was the idea for the trade. We'll probably do an emotional journal now, but that's mainly it for the trade breakdown. Hopefully you understand how we got in and why. We could literally end it anywhere, and if our stop loss is here, we're going to make money. So yeah, our bias was right, trailed stop, and that's it. Any final statements on here and before we did the emotional journal or not?
I mean, I think we made a slight mistake with the 10:30 because you'll see that it is once again to the minute, like perfect reversal
Yeah,
against the current short-term trend.
Short-term trend
But
was bullish.
We wasn't really looking so much at that. We
already knew that we'd sold off all day, so we'd put the manipulation at 9:30 up.
We wasn't really anticipating like more shorts. But then again,
we did not think more shorts because that's the high, timed high within the macro. This is just outside of the macro, but it's relative to it. Obviously, we'd have liked either this to be at 10:30 or 10, or 10:10. So yeah, within.
And again, like 4 minutes after 10:30 was that low.
Yeah, so 10:30 took out this low, but the idea was that this low would be the low of the day, meaning we don't trade back to it. So even though it looks a bit choppy, we did still make money on the day, and it was all valid. So yeah, that's the trade breakdown. We'll do the emotional journal now because it's probably more important. But yeah, that's about it for the trade breakdown on a no news day. Tomorrow we've got some orange at 9, some red at 10, and some red
Got
at
red.
2 p.m. Yeah, we've got CB consumer confidence, which probably shouldn't do that much. Wednesday we've got unemployment prelim. Thursday we've got a bank holiday, so we won't be trading Thursday because that is Thanksgiving, I
What's
believe.
Wednesday?
Wednesday's unemployment claims, and then Friday's no news.
Yes.
So the best times to trade would be Tuesday and Wednesday, and we've already traded on Monday. So if we get one more trade,
We've
this
also
week,
got next week.
yeah.
Also got next week to look forward to.
But
Hella Red Bull news days.
that's it for the trade breakdown. I'll do the emotional journal now. So